All right, so we're at Living Our Script number 3 podcast. We just got back from Canada. I liked Canada, but I'm glad I'm home.
Of course.
What about you? I think you missed it more than me, though.
Oh, no, I missed my kids when I was gone, but I was very sad. Like, I wanted to cry when it was time to come home.
Why is that, all your buddies?
Yeah, it was just a really nice... Like, I felt like watching you even get treatment every day like that and then feeling a little better from it. Like...
You feel a little better from it, you mean?
No.
Oh, I felt a little better from it.
I mean, I feel better knowing that. But, like, watching that, hearing what it was doing, and seeing that you actually felt a little bit better made me feel like, I mean, how much more... That's all I can ask for this trip. That's what I want.
So I do feel a little better. I'm hesitant to say I feel better because... I don't. My voice is still gone. You know, I'm still breathing a little heavy.
Well, explain my voice is still gone because you're speaking and it doesn't sound like your voice is gone.
I can't project. If I project, if I try to speak loud, my voice goes out.
Yeah.
I guess the doctor said there's some kind of nerve that goes across your chest and it gets affected by the cancer. So my cancer's, it's in my ribs, in my lungs. So it could just be irritating this nerve.
Yeah, just one day all of a sudden you try to like yell something and it cracked and you just laughed it off. Like, what the heck? But then like it kept happening and then it was like, okay, I guess this is
we're
a
good
part of
2
the
months
cancer
in
thing.
without me yelling.
Yeah.
See, if I yell,
no,
well, that's actually pretty good. But it will crap out. My voice does crap out.
Yeah.
All right, but other than that, I feel pretty good.
Yeah.
My appetite's back. I gained, according to the doctors, I gained 4 pounds.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't. You fluctuate.
Right, because at our scale at home, you had gained 8 pounds.
No, 7 pounds.
Okay.
Let's just call it 6. Let's split the difference.
All
I
right.
gained about 6 pounds.
I'll take it.
I'm still under 150, which is very, very light.
Yeah.
But it's good. My appetite's back. I feel way better. Do I say way better? I feel a lot better than when I went there right after
Your appetite's back,
died.
but your stomach hurts. Like you still sat down for dinner last night.
Stomach's a little
not
weird.
Excited to eat.
Stomach's a little weird. But overall, Canada helped. Either it's Canada, the trip away, having a little bit of a semi-vacation.
Combination of both.
Of everything, right? Plus, I got these new drugs in me, so who knows?
Yeah.
But all in all, it's trending, I feel, in the right direction. We'll see how that keeps up now that I'm not doing those treatments. That's actually a good thing.
And right now, like where you are, like with your cancer, like you've been so steadily like decreasing weight and all that when somebody sees you, it's usually like, oh. And especially going that long without seeing you, the reaction from your brothers and from like my dad, like they were like, wow, he looks good.
Yeah.
Like,
well, you even say I was walking a little different. I was kind of walking with a little more swagger now.
100% more pep in that step.
Yeah.
Stop and shop swag is
Stop
back.
and shop swag? What is that?
You're like,
I don't know
here
what it is.
I come to get my milk.
So I think Canada was good. I feel a little better.
You did one more, since the last time we ended this, you did one more hyperthermia treatment.
Yep.
And
one
we
more
were going to talk
hyperthermia
about
this time.
Gasoline Alley a little bit.
Hyperthermia was still very shitty.
Yeah.
But I knew how to get through it this time. I breathed a little different. I asked for more water sips because they only gave you little sips of water. I asked for more of those. My mind I knew that I wasn't going to be sitting there for an hour. I was going to be sitting there for 3 hours, 3.5 hours. I just paced myself a little more. And I listened to podcasts. Mm-hmm. The first time I had nothing. I just had Missy's voice singing in the background. And that...
99
I
degrees.
almost jumped off a cliff out there.
Well,
No.
you told me to kick rocks too. You had me leave at one point.
She left, but so the second hyperthermia wasn't as bad. I probably will do it again. I mean, I definitely will do it again.
It's interesting when you say when you ever told me that it wasn't as bad, because when we went in for treatment number 2, you do wonder, is it going to be as bad if your mind is like knowing what you're preparing for, right? But when you got in there, the first, the first leg of the tour, the first maybe, hour, while they're rising your temperature, you were more annoyed during that period than you were last time. And he had so much trouble with your IV.
Right.
So I was like, oh my God.
I still have a bruise from the IV.
Yeah. So I thought like, shit. Here we were hoping like it could be a little bit better because you were more mentally prepared or knowing what you're getting into. And then I was like, okay, nope, this is going to be worse. But in the end, you actually said it was not as bad.
Yeah, the beginning was worse for some reason or the other. I kept on getting itchy again, the same spot, itchy. And then my nose, my oxygen kept on falling out of my nose.
It was a problem. It
But
was
once
a
you
thing.
get to that fever range, once you're like in it for a long time, you don't give a shit about anything else. The itchiness went away. The oxygen, I didn't care where that was as much. But the podcast helped. The headphones helped tremendously, I think. Do you want to talk about what happened this morning?
My car got stolen?
Yeah, so Missy's car got stolen. We get back to Springfield. We're a couple days in, and we wake up, and her car's not here. The babysitter was coming over, and she goes, "Hey, where's your car?" I was looking in the
We just
driveway.
looked
Do you
at
have
each
it
other
parked
like,
up way in front of the
"You?"
trailers? The windows were down in my car, and I had a spare. Missy's spare key was in my car. Someone rummaged through my stuff. They took all my coins and stuff out of my car, but everything else was there. And they took Missy's car for a little joyride. The good thing is, I bought Missy 2 years ago. I bought her a little GPS. I didn't know it was a GPS. It was a remote car starter, but it had a GPS built in. Makes sense. But
So like we knew that we could look at the app and see when it started and stopped, and then we're like, wait,
well,
is there a way to track
let's
it?
just say that because there's an app. So for this,
Yeah.
yeah, but that's not like a normal thing. Usually car starters is on the key fob. So on it's an app-based one. So like she could be at the airport, start a car in the garage. You know, I mean, a lot of new cars have this built in, but I bought it for her for Christmas. You could add the GPS, and it gives you updates where your car is every 2 minutes. So we did that this morning after we knew it was gone, and right away gave us an address. We told the cops.
Yeah, we have to give a shout out to the drone mobile app because that they did it instantly. As soon as you paid for it, it was like boom, your car's here.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
So we got the car. It was just sitting in like a residential neighborhood. Who knows what the
Yeah, I
hell
was like
going on. There was
scared to go and get it.
blunt wrappers next to the door.
Yep. I was afraid. Like, are we picking it up outside of the person's house that stole it, and like they're inside? Like, it was really uncomfortable.
Well, I was envisioning some neighborhood and was in the back, ready to get chopped up. You know, like some bad neighborhood.
So they had another cruiser there, and they waited, and he checked it out first. It was in okay condition, so they're like, "Come and get it. We'll wait here." And we took the drive, and there was just like a family playing in a front yard and regular life going on around it. Like, it wasn't a sketchy situation at all. It was just left there, and they even like tucked in the side mirror to make sure no car came back because they probably didn't want to like, if any damage was done, that's when like some more serious maybe investigations will go on.
Yeah, I mean, you got your car back. I don't think they're gonna go and search the city for the culprit.
No, they're not at this point. No,
it's done.
it's done. We got it back within a few hours, but it's just like, okay.
So I feel a little bit funny even doing this right now because one of my brother's friends just died. He's my friend too. I wasn't close to him like my brothers, but the Fialas
That
are
family is
the
family
Fialas are family.
to the Thibault.
So I'm a little bummed out is to put it lightly. It's just a terrible thing, especially after, Brandon.
Yeah.
Brandon just died.
So that's when I saw Matt. We were leaving the hospital, and he was coming in, and he was coming to see him, and we gave big hugs, and he was like, consoling us.
He was
His
at
whole
the hospital
family.
multiple times.
He was supposed to be bringing like Dan dinner to the hospital that day because Dan just nearly paralyzed and killed himself by jumping off a trampoline.
So my other
in a
brother,
lake.
so we get back the same day we get back. Was it the same day?
Holy shit! Yes, that night we got back. Your mom.
The
and
night
Dad
we
were
get
there with us.
back, my parents come over, Missy's parents come over. We're reunited with the kids. We're having a good time. Tired, but having a good time. And my parents get a call from Dan. Dan's up in Otis as a reservoir. He's on a boat with his buddies. And he calls and says, "I just hurt my head. Can you come and get me?" So I don't know the exact details at this point, but basically he has bulging discs in his back now. He was very close to being paralyzed. So he's in the hospital with a neck brace on. First of all, he was in the hospital. He told me the guy next to him threatened to kill him in his sleep. The guy was handcuffed to the bed. He was some asshole. And Dan goes, yeah. He goes, went to the bathroom one time. He was like mumbling, like, motherfucker. And he goes, I got back in bed. He goes, I'm gonna slit your wrist. No, he goes, I'm gonna slit your throat in your sleep.
Those kind of people, I mean, you would think that like psych ward, like if you're maybe have a separate section. I don't know, let's have a room.
Yeah.
But he was chained. You said he was handcuffed to the bed, so they didn't think he was a threat.
No, they thought he was a threat. That's why they handcuffed him to the bed.
I mean that's why he
And he
was
was
able
like
to be
dancing.
in
He
the
was
room
slapping.
with
He
Dan.
was slapping nurses' asses and shit.
Yeah, that
Bad dude. Life isn't boring.
Nope.
So we get back. Now I have treatment in Boston. Went to Boston. We decided to take the whole family up. these guys, Missy and the kids would go to the aquarium, and I would go do my thing at the hospital, which takes like 3-4 hours sometimes. So they go, I see my doctor. No, I go get my blood drawn first, then I see the doctor, and then I go get the either chemo or shots. This time it was a shot. It's the shot in my ass. That's I always look forward to that. Bending over.
Brayden thinks it's funny.
It's not funny when you're there. It's
No,
actually,
Brayden goes, "Did you move though? You
do move. The right cheek I move every time. She does the left first, and that I take it, and then she does the right, and it goes in the muscle. Like this is the needle goes in the muscle. So you gotta. But I think I know it's coming, so I do like.
You can't tense up.
I don't tense up. I just move. I feel it coming in. So the doctors, they knew we went out to Canada. They don't really. They're not gonna say like, do it. Let's, that great. But they're also understanding that the shit they're giving me hasn't worked, and they're like, okay, well, they're good people because they really do feel. I feel like they just want me to get better.
Yeah.
And they're happy that I'm
you're
feeling better
no matter
and
what.
I'm gaining weight. And she told me last time that, when you're losing weight like that, that's the cancer winning. She didn't tell me this before, but she told me this last time. She said, the cancer's kind of doing its job when you lose your appetite. If you're healthy, you have an appetite, you're hungry. Mm-hmm. So we had a shoot Monday, Tuesday, in Boston with Novartis, and I got to tell you, the people at Novartis, Alyssa and PJ, they're good people. I work with mostly good people now in my life. Yeah. There was a certain time in my life where my clients were kind of assholes, to be honest with you. That's not the case anymore. So the shoot was it could have been a hard one. It was basically man on street interviews, going out kind of like news style, interviewing people with a handheld microphone, which we don't do. I actually bought another handheld microphone for this shoot because I had one. I wasn't really confident in it, so I bought another one. I just looked up what everyone else uses, best handheld microphone used by most news stations, and got a good one. And I'll tell you what, very surprised how good it sounds. Good. We're talking,
like wind blocking,
massive, everything going on, Newberry Street, and I can barely hear traffic.
Wow.
So, kind of very good.
That's really good.
Better than the shotgun. We tried to. We did both, too. I had to back up. And let me just say something about this PA that came out.
Oh, geez.
So we, last minute, this kid around here, we actually trained this production assistant because I like to have people come in, learn the equipment. We set them up. I have them break down a light 20 times. I have them go through the audio stuff. And so they know the equipment before we get on set. That's how I like to do it for the most part, if they're not an employee. Nick knows how to do everything. Nick knows how to do everything. Something's better than me at this point, which is good. But half the battle is really just showing up. So we're in Canada. I get a call right when we're heading to the airport. From this kid that was going to go to Boston with us. We were going to go to Boston, stay the night, me, Nick, and this other kid. I won't say his name, even though I probably should say his name and blow him up. But he called me 2 days earlier, texted me 2 days earlier, said, something came up, I can't come out. This is a 2-day shoot in Boston, last minute. It's kind of good money for what he's going to do. All he's going to do is carry equipment around, push a cart. Easy work. Yeah. And plus learn. And this is a lot of these people, they a young kid, you get your hand, and my company is so small, you get your hands on everything. He calls me, says he can't make it. So I go, okay. I give him a K, right? Text back, K. Boom. Out of my life forever now. And so now I have to find a production assistant in Boston. I reached out to all the guys I know. Everyone's busy. It's last minute. I reached out to, there's this guy, Tim Van Pat in Central Booking. He has a database where he has a bunch of production assistants, and anything you need for production, he can take care of in Boston. Reached out to him. He gave me a bunch of names. Actually, I had a bunch of names saved from him from last time. Reached out to probably 30 people. Finally got this one kid that said he could do it. Great. So, long story short, this kid was an hour late the first day. Hour late. Not 10 minutes late. 10 minutes is bad, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
15 minutes is okay. That's terrible.
An
An
hour is
hour
unacceptable.
late.
Unacceptable.
Especially for this kind of shoot, because we're going to like South Station.
Yeah,
We're going.
you're waiting to like relocate.
Yeah, we're gonna be like mobile. I can't be waiting for your ass. So really, his job is so I don't have to push a cart, not because I'm lazy, because I have this problem with my lungs now.
Yeah.
I don't want to push carts and get like coffee and get out of breath. His job is to
And
push a
it
cart.
doesn't take much for you to do that these days, so you really need the help.
So an hour. So I tell him, he goes, I apologize. I'm coming from this, blah, blah, blah. There was a fire. And
fire?
No, there was a fire. There actually was. So we looked it up and they go, yeah, he wasn't lying about the fire. There was a fire in Newton or some shit. I don't know. But so he gets there fine. Next, he's actually a pretty good kid. He's a solid, he seems like a good
Yeah.
kid. So next day I go, now tomorrow you really got to be there because we're leaving. Now tomorrow, we did inside interviews. So basically, let me just say this too. And I know I'm getting on a tangent with this, but this is a production blog too. Podcast. What are we doing, a blog or a podcast? Blogs are written, right? All right, so.
We're just going to wrap up Canada too whenever you're done with this.
So what we were doing was interviewing, not an interview, it was more like a scripted segment with a scientist who leads this thing, what we're talking about, cell and gene therapy, where they take cells out of your body, they manipulate them, put them back in, and they know how to destroy shit like cancer.
Well, did you tell them to fucking
I got chills
inject
actually
you?
talking about it. They can't do it right now. But there's all kinds of reasons why they can't, but they haven't figured most of the things out.
I hope
Plus,
they gave you some
there's a lot of
pretty
red
good
tape.
reasons.
So anyways, this is a guy from Switzerland. They flew him out, a
You'd be
scientist.
fucking hanging out with someone who's got the cure to cancer and not just get cured from cancer.
I'll tell you what,
Fine.
these people look at me with sad eyes because they know there's some shit. And I'll tell you, during this journey, we might do some things underground.
I sure as hell hope so.
Oh, we're going to do some things underground. We'll talk about that in a little bit. That's actually a good thing to talk about because
I got to ask our babysitter to stay later.
what time is it?
It's 4:10. I mean, 4:50. We'll only have 10 more minutes.
All right, we'll text her. I'll talk about it. Okay. So the scientists from Switzerland, they flew out. It's not a big shoot. It's 4 people on the shoot. It's fine. We're running around. We can't be waiting for a PA. So the second day, PA, 10 minutes late again.
Unreal.
He was an hour late the second day as well. Luckily,
That's insane.
the scientist was running a little late too because he had a meeting, but it doesn't matter. This kid shows up late the second day in a row, an hour late. It's, all you have to do is show up. It's all you have to do.
Yeah.
As a production assistant, all you got to do is show up and work hard. That's it. No one's expecting you to know a lot about anything. You'll learn, but you don't have to know a lot about anything right now. You just have to show up. It doesn't matter if there's traffic. It doesn't matter. You have to allow for that. Now, am I late every now and then? Yes. Am I late for a shoot? Very rare. Because I'm almost neurotic about it. Because the shoot date, that's it. You can't turn back. Especially when you have the scientist was flying back at 4 o'clock that day. All we had was 8 to 4 with him. Now, I'm on a tangent, but I'm mad.
You have a right to be mad.
So anyways, that was my experience
So
in
that's
Boston.
him coming home from Canada and having to dive into all that craziness.
Yeah, so here comes the stress now. Now we're in Canada, right? It's
Right.
all peaches and cream.
Exactly. We needed to be able to come home.
Get away from all that.
Yeah. No.
And it's not that big of a deal.
Right. You got it done.
Me and an assistant, me and Nick right now, right?
Yep.
I have everything so I don't have to rely on anybody. The production assistant was there to make my fucking life easier. That's why he was there. And he did. He was there. He was an hour late. It was fine.
I mean, think about it. This motherfucker's coming back from Canada getting
Well, this is not after I bought him dinner and a couple beers.
Treatment.
Like the night before. It's like, all right, now we're bonding. We get
And
it. You messed up. It's fine. The
That's
next day,
crazy.
you should be the first one in line.
Some people wouldn't have even welcomed him in and gave him the beers and dinner afterwards. They would have been like, screw you. Like,
Yeah.
never mind, I'll do it myself.
Nick came to me and he said, excuse me, he was looking for work and he said, listen, I know you don't have any work right now, but I just want to hang out and help out. and see what pops up. And that's exactly what happened. So Nick made himself a job. He came, he worked, he's a good kid. He learned my equipment, and then he made himself valuable.
Yep. And anybody with a good work ethic will put themselves in a position to say, I want to work here and I don't care what I have to do.
Yeah.
And we tell that to everybody that comes in here. We say, listen, we're a very small company. We do whatever job it entails. I will wash that toilet in there just like I did for Chipotle when I was rolling burritos in Boca Raton.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't matter.
So Navarre, just to give you an example of how and there's probably production guys listening to this too. Novartis, they did like 54 billion in sales or something like that. It's ridiculous, right? Big pharmaceutical company. So me and Nick go there, right? It's just me and Nick on the street. We bought a little mixer. Nick has a mixer on him. He has a boom pole on him. If the production assistant didn't show up, Nick would have been sound guy. Nick actually was sound guy on the shoot because it's just a single man shoot. I love having a sound person when the budget's there, but when we don't have a budget, when it's a smaller shoot,
and
we
you
can
have
do
decent
it.
equipment. Yeah,
we'll do it. We'll just make it happen. I'm on a tangent today. I don't know why
I know. I wore the Making Magic happen because the last
Making
podcast
Magic.
we said we were going to talk about the rest of Canada, and we're not talking about Canada.
We got on a production. The people showing up late. People showing up late on shoot days.
I know, it's not okay.
You know what it is? Make my stress level go up.
Yeah, but here we go. Stress causes cancer, and you don't need that stress. Fuck them.
What do I got to do? I got to go lift weights again?
In Fort Langley.
I'm fine. No, I want to be more like Matthew McConaughey, man.
Well,
he's just
that's
like
what I'm
this,
here to
and
do for you.
He's just very relaxed, man.
That's what I'm here for.
We'll start wrapping up. So Missy has crystals, right? Well, how did you get these crystals? So you
want to transition back to Canada, honey?
Yeah. So
you do?
Well, I think we're out of Canada. We can move on. But
our travels home were okay. Julia Stiles was on our flight home.
Julia Stiles from
Save the Last Dance and 10 Things I Hate About You and all the things that she's doing nowadays. She's still actually doing.
Julia Stiles was on our flight.
Yeah.
Missy was straight stalking her, looking her up on Wikipedia and shit, and look at the daughter's
name. Oh, she had a cute little kid.
Because her daughter's name is Adam or whatever.
No, her son's name is
Apple.
Drummer.
Not Apple. Who's Apple? That's Gwyneth Paltrow or some shit.
Yeah.
Drummer?
Strummer? Yes, I think it's adorable.
Strummer is adorable to you?
Don't be an asshole.
All right.
You can't judge people's baby names. It gives people anxiety.
So she's there.
Yeah, it was a random
And then
flight.
we followed her home, and we looked through the windows while she was changing.
Okay, this is getting weird. When we left the last podcast, you were talking about my experience there and how it's funny that we both had such different experiences, and that's what we wanted to talk about to wrap up the Canada scene before we're back home.
Go ahead. So you got these. You reached out of your pocket when I was yelling, and you put these juju beans on the table. So what are they?
So after your first day of treatment, during your first day of treatment, while you're getting your local regional hyperthermia, I walked out and I walked across the street, and there is a shop called Tap Aromatherapy. And I walked in there, and I thought,
she said, put your hands inside the jar.
Nobody did that. No.
And you will feel happiness.
No. This one is a heat-treated amethyst. I picked it up because I wasn't going to buy anything. I just wanted to walk around. But this one, I said it was heat-treated, and you were getting your first heat treatment. And so I was like, okay, we'll be here for 2 weeks, but today I want to buy that, like, as a little bit of a souvenir, a little thing. And it, I don't know. I thought it would be the perfect one. And yeah, I think it was for you. And so I got that crystal. And then in Gasoline Alley, I went to the Moon and Star shop. And again, I walked up and I just introduced myself and I said, I've been here for a while. I've been talking to these people at Tap Spirit next door, and just good vibes. And here I am. And nice to meet you. And she was adorable, and she came around to my side of the register, and she just stuck her hand into a bowl next to me, and she closed her eyes. So I was like, oh, I thought she was coming over to like talk to me, but she just closed her eyes and she put her hand in a bowl, and she said, she picked 2 of them, and she said, I want to gift these to you. And that she wanted to first cleanse them in this beautiful red chalice of Mediterranean sea salt and water, so that the energy of other people who touch them washes away. And she held them tight to her heart And she said, I gift them to you in love and healing and light. And I want you to set their intentions while you meditate, while you hold them close to your heart, set them somewhere, meditate, and give them their intentions. And then when you're ready, you give one to your husband. I'm ready now.
Oh, you didn't give it to me yet?
No, I didn't give it to you yet. It's been mine. You can have it now.
I feel good. Why were you ready right now during my tell them how you mad rant?
I don't know. You need it.
So I make fun of Missy with this stuff, but really when it comes down to it, I do see a need for religion. This is not religion, but it's a spiritual thing. Mind, body, soul, right? That's a known thing that's been used forever. Mm-hmm. There really is something to that mind, body, and soul thing. I take a little while to come around to it.
If you want to say this is bullshit, this is placebo, I don't give a shit. But if you want to hold it, and if you want to give it an intention, and you want to put your whole heart there and connect to these things, that's a prayer.
I mean, it's the same exact thing as holding Brandon's card in my car right above my visor. I have his prayer card. What is it called? Prayer card. I have his prayer card above on the visor. Yeah. Mike, I made a canvas print of Brandon, and Mike kept it. It's at his house. He hung that on his wall. I mean, that's the same shit, really.
Yeah. I don't think that, like, going to a cemetery and seeing someone's tombstone is, like, the only way to connect to someone who has passed away. Of course not. Brand's in our hearts. Brand is our Blue Jay. Brand's our coach. He's here. He's not just there. Of course, if you want to go there and it gives you this feeling and of connectedness, that's your way. There's no right way. There's no wrong way. They're all right ways. If you're putting out good energy, good intentions, if you're sending good energy, if you have love, you fucking put it out there. You accept it all you can. I know that, like, one of the experiences that I had at TAP was he told me, a lot of this love is coming at you, and I don't even know if you know what to do with it, how to accept it. And that was the day after. Remember that day that I cried? I said, it's funny that you say that. I just sat and meditated last night, and I was like thinking about all the people that were reaching out to us, and thinking about all the well wishes, thinking of all the prayers, thinking of all the donations, just all of that. And then I said to myself, what if you allowed yourself to really feel it all? And I just lost it, and I just started to cry. Like, when you talk about allowing or being in control of your emotions, or how emotions affect us physically.
Yeah.
If you are stressed, chemically, you are stressed. You are putting stress on your body the same way that you do physically. You're affecting the chemistry of what is happening inside all of your cells at the molecular level.
Right. So it's all one.
It's all one. And
it's all one. There's kooky people that sometimes I don't agree with Missy when she's kind of believing in these people, and they're, but whatever.
But what do I say to you? I went to a class. Or I don't know if you call it a class. I went to an event where somebody spoke. She had been through trauma. She had been through rapes. She had been through domestic violence. She had been through whatever it was. She found her way out of that. She found meditation. She found a spiritual connection. She found a place where she wanted to. Then she started to talk about connecting with messages for the universe that were coming through radio waves, and somebody that was from planet Neptune. And I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
At that moment, I could just leave. I could just say, okay, wait, I had an open mind for a minute, but, like, bye. But you're a human being. Something is making your heart full. We're not there to judge. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't.
Yeah.
And don't give her shit for her beliefs. And if she's sitting there meditating and she thinks she's talking to someone from Neptune, then God bless you. Enjoy. Have a great time.
Yeah.
When someone says that they're praying for you, do you really care who the fuck they're praying to?
No, it's positive energy.
Exactly.
I get that energy as a thing. If I walk into a room and I'm mad and, like, I'm going to give that, people are going to feel that energy.
Yeah.
There is something to positive thought. And in my mind, what that means, when you have positive thought and you're envisioning something, there's all, I follow fighting somewhat, mixed martial arts, and you have guys like Conor McGregor and things like this. They envision a certain outcome over and over and over again, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But their overall aura reflects what they're trying to put out in the world. Right now, me and you are overall what we're trying to do is a positive thing. So everything we do, even this podcast, even when I'm yelling at PAs on this podcast, it should have a positive effect, because that's where we're coming from.
Right.
Intention. So if I'm thinking I'm going to get better, and let me just tell you something, I don't know if I'm even there yet. If I'm being 100%.
And as I started to kind of touch on that in my blog post, was what I was writing about. Like, there is no doubt that your what you think can. I'm not saying you want $1 million, you're gonna go and get it. Of course not. Like, there's a.
Well, your mind is your body. And what you're thinking is your mind.
If you think about Sour Patch Kids, you're gonna fucking salivate.
Well, think about stress.
Like, you get like.
Think about stress. That's all.
Yeah.
All stress is thinking.
Yeah.
It's thinking, making up some problems in your head.
And there's a physical reaction, a chemical reaction in your body that happens when you are fearful. It happens.
Yeah.
Whatever resonates with you to get you grounded and get you to feel your heart and open up to a higher power. Boom, done. Send the positive vibes. Feel your heart. Have good intentions.
Yeah.
And be open.
And on the last note, though, just to be 100% honest, I'm not sure if I'm totally there yet.
You're not. Neither am I. It's practice. You haven't been practicing as much as
you
me.
might be a little more than me. I'm a little more skeptical
My
than
shirt
you.
says making magic happen.
All right. And you think you can make it happen.
Because
I'm not
my
sure I can.
mind is
But
in
I'm trying.
this.
By the way, me doing this
soul is in
podcast, believe it or not, is me trying. Me doing this other stuff is trying. Me reaching out for help is trying.
Mm-hmm.
But I got some work to do.
We all do.
Let's leave it there.
Okay.
I love you.
I love you too.
And I love you guys. Goodbye.